warning now, this next story is extremely grim and very disturbing. A man beheaded a woman with a sword on the street in the middle of the day in front of witnesses. This happened in San Carlos, that's just south of San Francisco. Reporter Dan Noyes with our Bay Area sister station spoke exclusively with the victim's grandmother and has this report.
How you holding up?
Danielle Gannon met me outside her home in Vallejo today.
I'm vaccinated and boosted and everything, so they're safe. I don't know how to do this.
But they told her to leave. This video is brought to you by Uncle Tom the Movie 2. Uncle Tom 2 the movie. Uncle Tom Movie 2. Whichever one you want to say it. Uncle Tom the Movie. I'm in it. Links are in the description section. If you want to hear the true history of America, the true history of Americans of African descent, I don't like to say black and African American, and none of us have ever been to Africa, but Americans of African descent, if you want the truth that nobody else is going to show you, nobody's putting together this information like the movie Uncle Tom 2. Links are in the description section. Put in discount code Tatum. You'll get 30% off. Tatum, you'll get 30% off. Links in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get a notification anytime we go live and make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this video, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. I want to talk about this story out of Silicon Valley. My wife had made a video about it. Me and her was talking about this, and it's very creepy and bizarre. But I think there's a lesson in this situation, and it's an unfortunate lesson, but it's a lesson. I don't know if you guys remember this story of the lady who was beheaded in California by her estranged boyfriend. I don't even think they were married. They had a kid in common. Come to find out, he's an illegal alien. So I guess they got into an altercation. He's previously an abusive person. And at one point, I guess they got into the last fight, and he literally beheaded her in the middle of the street with the samurai sword. Now, why are you telling this story, Mr. Tatum? Because this is the untold reality of domestic violence. If you listen to statements from the family repeatedly said he was abusive. Family would try to convince her to leave this fool. And it feels like the more that they spoke to her about it, the more they asked her to leave, the longer and the deeper she was involved in this psychopath. And she had one child with him, and she had a child with another person, which should have been incentive for her to leave that dude alone. Now, I'll say this because I'm speaking of this situation like I would be speaking of the situation if this young lady was my mama, or this young lady was my sister. And if you are out here listening, you gotta get out of these relationships. Nobody's gonna save you. If that man puts his hands on you once, he doesn't have the capacity to love you. It's not whether you think he loves you or not. It's that the fact that he does not have the capacity to love you like you deserve, unless you believe you deserve to be beaten and killed. But if a man can posture himself up to put his hands on you, that man is not well. And don't think that somehow, some way, if you tell him the right thing or if you keep rubbing his back at night, somehow he's going to come out of that loop of confusion and somehow be a better man. You are not God. You are not finna change a man. That's up to God and that man. If the man is crooked today, if he putting his hands on you today, or he's put his hands on his last girlfriend, please leave him. Please. According to reports, she got a restraining order against him, and she kept violating the restraining order by contacting him. I have minimal excuses available for people that participate in domestic violence like this. I believe that man should be put to death for what he did. I'm just going to be straight out with it. However, what are you going to tell your kids? Oh, daddy is a bad guy. No, but mommy participated in this situation with this bad guy. And it's sad, but I see it all the time. When I was a police officer, I saw it every single time. And I think that some women in society give some women too much of an excuse. Oh, it's you know, it's so hard to get away from that. It's so hard to get it. Do you want to live or do you want to die? Do you care about yourself or you care about your children? And the selfish acts that are occurring in domestic violence situations where women are staying with these men, putting their children in danger, you are a selfish person. You are selfish. Stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about your children. It bothers me that the kids have to go through this. Because if it was just a man and a woman and you want to get killed by a guy, then just keep dating him. Keep dating him. Keep going to his house. Somebody on the radio is listening to me and thinking, should I leave this man who's been putting his hands on me, or should I stay just one more week? Maybe he'll change. Maybe after he get out of jail this time, he's going to change. And I know people may think I'm absolutely crazy, but there is somebody contemplating this. And that's why I feel like God wants me to talk about this just a little longer. When I was a police officer, I saw it all too often, man. Women getting with these guys, they beat them up really bad. We step in, we intervene, we got our whole emotion into it. We help them get a restraining order, and the dude is laying up at the house the next day. Women, you got to be stronger than that. You have to be stronger than that. There are more men out there that will treat you right, that will be respectful, that won't put their hands on you. And I think the same thing for men. Do not deal with abusive women. If a woman puts her hands on you, you need to leave. That woman does not have the capacity to love you. She may be a good person. She may have her days that you think she's amazing. She needs help. She does not have the capacity to love you. You don't put your hands on an adult. I would never put my hands on my wife. I don't care how mad she make me. Because I love my wife. I respect my wife. And then also I don't want her dad and her brother to kill me. So outside of that, I will never put my hands on my wife. You cannot love a person and abuse them like I see some of these people doing. It's not love, it's lust. It's not commitment, it's passion. And those things can fluctuate. So I just want to encourage you who are listening, Google domestic violence courses, classes, shelters. Look this stuff up. You got your phone. Everybody and their mama got a phone. If you don't even have to have a house. You get an Obama phone. You get free phone. The government will give you a free phone. I don't know if they still giving them out, but I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Look it up. Find help. Find a shelter. Tell a friend. Talk to your friends about it. Make sure you have close friends that is not there to judge you, but to help you get out of a toxic situation. And just know that with time, things can heal. God can make it right. God can make things better. Don't feel ashamed of leaving that dirty, drawers wearing sucker who put his hands on you every night. Don't be dismayed by leaving that person.